So, you've written a book. First of all, that's awesome. But if you've looked into publishing it yourself, you've probably run into this thing called Amazon KDP. And for most beginners, it feels like this big, confusing maze. Well, in this explainer, we're basically going to hand you the map. We'll show you exactly how to get from point A to point B, from your finished manuscript all the way to getting paid.
Okay, let's kick things off with the single most important mindset shift you have to make. Seriously, this is it. On Amazon, your job isn't just to write a book, your job is to sell one. This quote just nails it. Amazon doesn't pay you for the act of writing. It pays you for grabbing and selling attention. Once you really get that, once you understand you're in a marketplace, man, it changes your entire approach.
You know, the easiest way to wrap your head around KDP is to think of it like this. It's two things at once. It's the world's biggest bookstore, and it's also a giant search engine, like Google. Now, what that means is, as a bookstore, your book has to look amazing on the shelf, right? Great cover, killer description, but as a search engine, people have to actually be able to find it. To succeed, you have to win at both. Period.
So let's start with part one, the product itself. Before you even think about logging into Amazon's website, you need to have a book that's ready for prime time, and trust me, this part is absolutely non-negotiable.
Okay, so this is the first trap that so many new authors fall into. It's super tempting to just finish writing, save your Word doc, whip up a cover yourself, and just upload it. But that, my friends, is a recipe for total failure. You have to remember, Amazon shoppers expect professional quality. An amateur-looking book is just going to get skipped over, no matter how incredible the story is.
So instead, you've got to treat this like a real professional launch. Think of it like a pre-flight checklist. Number 1, get professional editing. It'll make your writing shine. 2, a compelling cover that just screams your genre and grabs eyeballs. And 3, flawless formatting. For a paperback, that usually means a perfectly sized PDF. You get these 3 things right, and you've built a rock-solid foundation for everything else.
All right, you've got your polished book file, it looks amazing, it's ready to go. Now it's time to tackle the second part of that equation we talked about, the search engine. Let's build your digital storefront and make sure people can actually find your book.
The key to getting discovered is a word that sounds way more complicated than it is: metadata. It's really just all the information you give Amazon about your book. Think of it like the sign on your shop and the price tags on your products. It tells both the customers and Amazon's computers what's inside. You get this right, you make sales. You get it wrong, you're basically invisible.
And these are your main levers for discoverability. Your title and subtitle are pretty simple, but they have to match your cover exactly, or Amazon will reject your book. Your description? That's your sales pitch. But your secret weapons? They're right here. Your keywords and your categories. Choosing the right ones is the difference between showing up on page 1 of a search result and being totally lost on page 50.
And please, please, please avoid this huge mistake. A lot of new authors try to game the system. They'll stuff their keywords with popular stuff that has nothing to do with their book, like a famous author's name or a bestseller title. Don't do it. Amazon's algorithm is smart. It knows that's a bad experience for shoppers, and it will actually bury your book. The goal isn't to trick the system, it's to help your ideal reader find you.
Okay, now for the section everybody really wants to know about, which of course is also the one that causes the most confusion: the money. Let's break down how you actually get paid.
So for ebooks, KDP gives you this choice. Do you want a 35% royalty or a 70% royalty? Now, I know what you're thinking. Your first instinct is to just grab the 70%, right? I mean, it's double. But as you're about to see, it's not quite that simple.
And here's the trade-off. The 35% option? It's simple. It works everywhere, no strings attached. But to get that sweet 70% royalty, you've got to play by a few specific rules. It's only available in certain countries, your price has to be between $2.99 and $9.99, and this is the hidden cost. You have to pay a delivery fee.
So what the heck are delivery costs? Well, it's a tiny fee Amazon charges you to wirelessly send your book file to a customer's Kindle. In the US, it's about 15 cents for every megabyte. Now, if you wrote a text-only novel, it's probably not a big deal. But if you're publishing, say, a cookbook or a kid's book with a ton of big pictures, that fee can take a surprisingly big bite out of your earnings.
Let's just look at how the math actually works. Say you price your ebook at $9.99. Your 70% royalty starts out at $6.99. Sounds great, but after you subtract a typical delivery fee, your actual profit is closer to $6.84. It's really important you factor that in when you're deciding on your price.
But hey, it's not just about direct ebook sales. There are a few other ways to earn.
For print-on-demand books, you get a 60% royalty after you subtract the cost to print the book. You can also enroll in something called KDP Select. This puts your book into the Kindle Unlimited library, and you actually get paid for every single page that subscribers read. And finally, there's expanded distribution, which can get your book into other bookstores, but just know that the royalty rate is a bit lower there.
Okay, so your book is polished, your digital storefront is built, you understand how the money works, you take a deep breath, and you hit publish. Now what? How do you get people to actually, buy it?
And this brings us to the most dangerous myth in all of self-publishing, the idea that a great book will just magically sell itself. Hitting publish and just hoping for the best is like opening a beautiful, amazing shop in the middle of the desert. On a site with millions and millions of books, you can't just build it and hope they'll come. You have to drive the traffic yourself.
Luckily, KDP gives you the tools to do just that. First, set up your Amazon author page. It's totally free, and it's like your brand's home base. Second, use something called A+ content. This lets you swap out that boring text description with awesome graphics and layouts on your book's page, making it way more engaging. And third, when you're ready, you can use Amazon ads to put your book right in front of readers who are already shopping.
And if you're wondering, do ads on Amazon even work? Just look at this. Unlike ads on social media, you're not interrupting someone who's trying to watch cat videos. You are reaching people who are already on Amazon, credit card in hand, specifically looking for new books. You're meeting them at the absolute perfect moment.
So we've gone through the product, the storefront, the profit, and the promotion. After all that, what's the single biggest thing you should take away from this?
Look, finishing your book and hitting that publish button is a massive, massive achievement. You should absolutely celebrate it. But, and this is a big but, it is crucial to understand that on KDP, this is not the finish line.
In fact, it's the starting line. It's the moment your job title officially changes. You're not just a writer anymore. You're a publisher. You're an entrepreneur. You're what people call an authorpreneur.
And that is the ultimate truth of Amazon KDP. Amazon gives you this incredible platform. It gives you all the tools you need. You control your content, your price, your marketing, but the tools only work if you use them. Real, lasting success comes from taking ownership of the whole thing, not just the writing, but the selling too.
So the question really isn't just, is your book written? The real question that KDP asks every single author is this: are you ready to sell attention? Because that right there is the name of the game. Thanks for watching.